All right, allow yourself to settle into your chair, everyone. Think of your body sort of being at 90-degree angles. So the feet flat, 90-degree angle up your shins, a 90-degree angle from the shins into the thighs, and a 90-degree angle as you go around your hips, the sit bones grounded and the spine growing tall. Soften your feet into the floor. Feel the crown of your head reach up to the sky. Let's just lift shoulders to the ears and do a nice couple of slow rolls of shoulders down the back. Allow your weight to sort of settle and drop down into the sit bones, into the soles of the feet. It's like you're trusting that chair beneath you to just hold you up. Releasing activity, restricted, tense muscles from the back of the neck and the shoulders. Yeah. Just pay attention for a moment to the space between your hips and your armpits. Just notice, I don't know, sometimes to me it feels like my body's just sort of collapsed in there, that everything feels kind of squished together. And I want you to start to breathe in such a way that you're imagining a balloon expanding, one of the tall, skinny balloons, right? And that as you breathe, you are getting taller, and this side line of your body gets to lengthen the same way that balloon would lengthen. And the more air we put into that balloon, the firmer it gets. It's like it moves from like its shape being sort of bendy and malleable to being very upright, very tall, firm. There's a firmness to that balloon when it fills with air. And I want you to invite that sensation into your body as if expansion was possible. As if the distance between your sit bones and the crown of your head was capable of growing just with breath. Long, slow movement. Sweet breath filling the body. So good. And that serves another purpose too. It allows us to shift our focus inward so that for the rest of our practice today, we're paying attention to the sensations that come from within our body. Sweet work. Now just allow yourself to start to do nice big circles. What if I asked you to keep the sit bones grounded as you did those big circles with the body? That you weren't rocking from right sit bone to left sit bone, but you're trying to move in such a way that both sit bones stay connected to the hard surface of your chair. Whatever direction you're going with those big circles, let yourself go the opposite direction. Yeah. It's like our whole purpose here is to become the co-conspirator with our bodies, to try and reach that intelligent, smart, healing breath into all the corners that need it most. Nice. And when you finish those circles, bring the fingers right to the ends of your knees and we'll arch our back, dropping our chin to the chest, and then slide the chest up forward, letting the gaze move to the ceiling, sliding back and forth. So you're arching your back like a big cat stretch, and then pulling your chest forward in a big cow stretch. Move on the current of your breath. Just allow yourself to slide from one side of the movement to the other, reaching into that movement until the breath gets tight and sticky, and then changing direction to flow smoothly to the opposite side. Nice, and bring yourself up to a seated position. Drop those shoulders down and away. Let the arms hang heavy beside you. Good. Right hand sweeps all the way up to the ceiling. I'm just going to let that right hand fall to the outside of my head. And almost like it's touching, my fingertips are touching my left ear. Allow the hand to be heavy, dragging my right ear to my right shoulder. Reach with that left hand down and away. Feel the stretch down the side of the neck. Breathe. Just slowly peel your hand away from your head and let the head rock back up to its center position, dropping the heavy right arm. Opening the left hand, sweeping it to the sky. Heavy hand lands, fingertip touches ear, dropping that head down towards the left shoulder. Roll the right shoulder. Reach the fingertips to the floor. Feel the stretch along the side of the neck. Slide that hand off your head. Feel the head float back up like it's buoyant. It's moving back to its normal position. 3 rolls of the shoulders backwards. Nice. Hands can rest in your lap. Chin drops to chest. Sweeping it to right shoulder, down to chest. Sweeping it to left shoulder, down to chest. Yeah. Good. And then down to chest. Open up the chin away from the chest again. Head floats. And then do no movements. So you just roll your chin over to your right shoulder and roll it back over towards the left. Nice. As you bring it back to center, sweet. Roll shoulders back 3 more times. Nice. And then let those elbows open wide. Pull the shoulder blades away from the spine, pressing your forearms towards each other. They might not touch. And then squeeze the shoulder blades back again and slide. So you're seeing arm movement, but you're feeling the back body. You're feeling the shoulder blades. Slide on that back body. Unsticking them. This is a chronic thing in our bodies, these sticky shoulder blades just sort of getting locked in place and then making our arm movement painful or smaller, feeling like we can't reach as high or stretch as far. That's enough. Good. Now bring those hands back down again. Shoulders roll back, maybe 3 times. Good. Hands reach down. Let's inhale them up. Remember, you stop wherever the shoulders want you to stop. So if that's there, that's there. If they want to go all the way to the ceiling, they can. Exhale down again. Big breath in, sweeping the air into the body. Nice exhale, settling that air back down again. Beautiful. Up and down. Now, wherever those arms want to be, we're going to add side movement. So we inhale up, and then I'm going to let my right arm fall down, side bend to the right. Inhale up, side bend to the left. Beautiful. Notice how your breath gets kind of pinchy, kind of around here. Feels like you're holding it. Just be careful about how far you move, because when your breath gets pinchy, it's saying, that's the end. Don't go further than this. So just let your breath be long and slow. And notice if you just allow that breath to move, maybe your movement gets to be bigger. Sometimes if your breath gets to be bigger, then the movement gets to be bigger too. Nice. Good. Coming all the way back up to the center, those hands can come down. We sweep them right to the chest, pulling the heel of the palm downward, pressing those hands together. Turn back to center, turn the other way, back to center. Chin follows palms, long, slow movement. Keep going. Yeah. Coming back to center, letting those hands fall down beside you. Spread the palms really wide apart. Like stretch each finger, feel the sort of connective tissue that joins each finger, joins each thumb. Just feel that getting a nice big stretch. And then roll the thumbs. Imagine that you're just putting some WD-40 in your wrist motion. So it's not the whole arm moving right now. It's like you're waving your pinky finger down to the floor and up to the sky. And notice that movement in the wrist. This would be like if you were doing a flutter swim with your hands down beside you, just fluttering those hands. Yeah. And now think about your elbows and start to roll the elbows down to the floor and roll them back up to the ceiling. It's hard now because the elbows don't have a lot of movement. So this movement will move the whole arm bone. But your thought, your intention is around your elbow. Good. Come all the way up, arm bone into the shoulder joint. Roll those shoulders forward and back. Whole forearm, the bicep curling downwards, opening upwards. Now let's take them open upwards and then do a couple of those bicep curls. Bringing hands up to shoulders. Yeah, nice work. Imagine you have a can of tomato soup in each hand. I kind of love the power of imagination because it just got harder, even though we just imagined it. Okay, let them go. Now, shoulders roll back. Feel the shoulder blades slide down your back, like they pin towards the spine. And then roll forward, pulling those shoulder blades away from the spine. It's like we're gonna do cat and cow, only we're going to add our arm movement. Yeah. Big open movements. Remember, this is as small as it needs to be based on whatever's going on in your body. So if it doesn't feel like to you that the movement is the same as what you see happening for me, don't worry about it. I didn't garden yesterday, so I didn't do much movement yesterday, so things aren't tight. Yeah, sweet work. And then come all the way up. Just notice the heaviness of your arms as you open them up beside you. Can you soften the shoulders, reaching through those fingertips, and just make fists? As you make fists, punch out through those fists. Soften the shoulders, the muscles of your neck again. And notice how you feel it through the arms now. Breathe. Extend the fingers, turn the hands to face the ceiling. Turn the hands to face the floor. Turn the hands to face the ceiling. If there's any strain or tension happening in shoulders, all you need to do is lower those hands. Take them slightly lower, lift them higher if it feels too easy. Yeah, there you go. Do what you need to. Sweet work. Lower those hands down. Now you need 3 shoulder rolls. Good. To deepen our twist now, let's take the feet and walk them to the right side of the chair. Sit nice and tall, and then turn your body so that you're facing the back side of your chair. Yeah, the hands can just drape. So resist the urge to use your arms to muscle you in here. Drape your arms, sit tall, turn closer to the back edge of your chair without using the strength of your arms. Feel how you start to engage the spine, those core strong muscles running up either side of the spine. Yeah. Every breath, imagine you get taller still. Every exhale, soften your shoulders, turn towards the chair back. Oh, yeah, so good. And then chin can start to follow, reaching it past your right shoulder or toward your right shoulder. I don't know if anyone can get their chin past their right shoulder. I can't. And then release chin, shoulders, chest, breathe. And then we'll walk the feet all the way over to the other side. Sit tall, roll shoulders down the back, twist, draping those arms on the back of the chair. Breathe into a tall spine. Exhale to relax shoulders. Twist on the exhale towards the chair back. Use your breath to guide you. So if you can't muscle in with the arms, big breath in, gentle twist towards the chair back. Big breath in. Nice twist. Remember that you can let the chin float as far left as it wants. As long as you can still feel a breath easefully reaching up and down the spine, then you're okay. As soon as you get to the spot that you can't breathe anymore, clearly you've gone too far, because breath is our indicator of range of motion. It tells us how far we can go safely. Nice work. Okay, we're gonna release the chin, release shoulders, chest, belly. Nice work. And then walk your feet just to the center of your chair again. Back to the middle, back to the start. Nice. Slide your bum right to the edge of that chair. Bring the feet so that the toes are right. If you dropped a string from the ends of your knees, you'd be right at your toes. Lean forward. Notice a propensity to want to push into your hands. If it's available, cross hands over your chest. Lean forward more. Just let the soles of the feet get heavy into the floor. Feel your legs find their strength. Push the heels, push the balls of the feet into the floor and come up. Then release your hands to your legs somewhere. You're in a 90-degree half lift, half tabletop or tabletop position. Breathe. Stretch your head forward, push your sit bones back towards the chair. Breathe. Now bend your knees and inhale the fingers all the way up to the sky. Nice. Bring the hands down to your heart. Inhale, hands come all the way up to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Nice. I'm going to orient myself behind my chair. So you figure out how that works best in your room. This is for our balance. Standing behind your chair, fingers can touch it or not. You get to decide. Lift and drop your heels. Breathing in, releasing them down. Breathing in, releasing them down. Where's your inhale? Where's your exhale? Can you feel the inner legs zipped together? Nice. Come down, step back with your right foot, bend the right knee and pull the left toes off the floor. Breathe. Left foot steps down, right foot steps forward. Go back with the left foot, bend the back knee, pull the right toes off the floor, scooching your bum backwards. Nice stretch in through the leg. Press that foot down into the floor, Step the back foot forward. Beautiful. Nice. So now I'm going to move sideways just so you can see me. So I want you to think of your hips staying still. So many times when we do this movement, we're going to lift the leg to the side. You see it like your upper body can wiggle a lot. I want you to keep the whole upper body, even the pelvis, still. So you can only take that leg out to the side as far as it can go without, maybe it's your hip bone here, without that hip bone lifting up. And your standing leg is going to work like crazy. Breathe. Good. Last one. And set it down. Nice. So you might need to change your chair angle. I'll see if I can still do it. Keeping it connected on that hip bone. You're not letting the hip bone lift. You're staying really still there. Let the outer thigh pull the leg open. Beautiful. Excuse me. Oh, one more. Ah, sweet work. You can feel that on the outside of your legs. So now bring feet together. So you will slide down an imaginary wall. Feel as if you are squeezing a block between your thighs. Fingers can come here to the edge of the chair. Nice. Maybe the hands lift up in front of you. Breathe. I want you to imagine a floating shelf on the back here. We're going to knock it off with the sledgehammer, and you are going to let the back and the tailbone just fall. The quads will burn. It's okay. Breathe. Breathe. Beauty. Lift all the way up. Slide that right foot backwards. Put the toenails on the floor. Gently open up the top of your foot as you press the toenails down. Press the top side of the foot into the mat. Nice work. Slide that right foot forward. Take the left foot back. Push the toenails down onto the floor. And allow yourself to just stretch into the top of the foot as much as your body says is okay. Yeah. Good work. And slide that foot forward. Good. We're going to do our ballet moves now. So I let the feet be a little bit hip width apart. The toes can reach open. We bend the knees, lift the heels, straighten the legs, set them down, bend, lift, straighten, release. Where's your breath? Last one, bend, heels lift, straighten legs. Good. Now we're gonna lift straight legs and then bend the knees, release the heels, and then straighten the legs. Straighten, heels lift, knees bend, heels release, straighten legs. Yeah. Last one. Nice work. Good. So then just pick up your right toe in front of you. Yeah. And I want you to roll the foot. So it feels like that right leg is going to roll open, roll closed. Trying to find a good camera angle for you to be able to see it. Yeah. Good. Other side. Same thing, just rocking, tick-tocking those toes forward and back. And now you'll do the same with the back leg reaching backward. And just feel like your toes wobble from right to left. You move them from right to left. Set that foot down, do the same with the other side. Yeah. Nice work. Bring both feet back to the floor, hands plant on back to chair. Stretch back. Bum reaches back. Perhaps you bend your knees, pressing the body towards the back edge of your mat. Breathe, feeling that opening through the arms. Now you know that if arms don't like this, you can be arms crossed on the back of your chair. and then walk yourselves back up. Nice work, okay? Step back with your right foot. Heel plants, left knee bends. Beautiful. You can keep your hands on the chair, or you can lift them to this cactus kind of pose, okay? Elbows come together, and as elbows open, knee straightens. Sink back down, elbows close. So feel the shoulder blades on your back body. Feel the shoulder blades pull away from the spine, squeeze back towards the spine. Feel the front knee bending and releasing in smoothness, as if all the nuts and bolts in that knee have been tightened. If this feels too crazy, you are super welcome to be doing it with one hand on chair. Good. Okay, let's release. Step forward with the right foot. Go back with the left. Sink into the front knee. Choose the orientation of your hands. This time as you open them, same cactus pose. They go up to the sky and back down again. Up to the sky, leg straightens. Pulling them down, knee bends. If there's one arm that doesn't want to participate in this, or if there's one knee that doesn't want to participate in this, just do it without that arm. Do it without the bending of the knee. It's okay. Maybe you're going to just do this as an arm movement. Maybe you're just going to do this as a knee movement. It's all good. You just do what your body lets you, gives you permission to do. Breathe. Breathe. Nice. Next time, hands come down to heart. Straighten that front leg. Step forward. Beautiful. Nice work. This time we're going to lunge. So keep the fingers on the back of the chair. You might even kind of come a bit closer to it. And then right foot takes a deeper step back. We go onto the ball of the foot, pushing that heel back behind us. And then stretch the body towards the chair, pushing out through that back heel. I'm even going to move my forearms here. Push through that back heel. Press a lot of your body weight down into the front foot. And then at the same time, activate length through that back heel. Good work. Good work. Hands come to chair. Your weight comes to this front leg. Push off the back toes, step forward. Big step back. Let yourself sink the front knee forward. Push through the back heels. I'm going to come to forearms on my chair. Body just orients forward. Gaze can be down. You're in a nice long straight line through the back heel all the way up the back body. Now wait, put some body weight down through the front foot, and at the same time reach through that back heel. Imagine that you wanted 50% going down each leg. Nice. Hands come back up to the chair. Front weight leg takes your weight. Spring forward off that back foot. Good job. Long stretch through the spine. Bend into those knees, coming all the way back up. Good work. Okay. So I want you to see, there's a twist I want to do. So there's two ways that we could do this twist. One is going to be on your chair, and one is you might need any kind of block or bolster in your room. So I'll show you both ways. If you just have your chair, I want you to take your foot, put it up on the chair. If I've got my right foot, I'm going to put my left hand here and turn and twist. You can do this against a wall by just sliding your hips up against that wall. Front foot lifts just a little bit higher, and then we turn the body into the wall for a twist. So if you have a wall and something, this can be a footstool, this can be a yoga block, this can be anything that gives you a little bit of height underneath your front foot. Twisting into that wall. Alternately, if the foot lifts as high as its chair seat, twisting here. So I'll just give you another minute in case you were, finding stuff in your house to do the movement. And then unwind that sweet twist. Nice work. So we come to the other side. So you're placing that foot on whatever support it needs. If I'm against a wall, I'm hugging the hip into the wall and then just rolling my body to face the wall. And if I'm on the chair, right? Foot lifts up, hand to knee, roll myself toward the chair back. Long, slow breath here. It's the same as that balloon idea. We breathe in deep, lengthening the body, twisting on the exhales, never pushing so much into the twist that it feels like things get sticky and tight in the breath, and then allowing that unwind. Yeah. Bringing yourself right back out. Good work. We need to do a couple lateral moves with the body. We've been really good kind of working the front back angle, and we need to do some more side body work. So let's open to a triangle type pose. Yeah. Okay, toes point. I've got one hand on the chair. I'm going to point my toes towards the chair and kick the hips out. Remember, you want your hips to feel like they're sliding in the track of a sliding door, so they don't roll forward at all. You stay kind of open. Yeah. Pulling that top hip up and away. Good. Line up your spine. Push through the sit bone. Reach through the crown of your head. Top arm on hip or to sky. Bottom arm can be resting on the seat, the chair back, or it can be folded down to the leg. Breathe. Breathe. Beautiful. Take whatever version suits you. I love coming out of this pose the right way. So I want you, instead of feeling like you're just gonna lurch up with your upper body, press into the feet. Feel as if this back hip pushes itself back to center and just levers your spine back to the sky. Good work. I'm changing my chair just so that I can see you still. You can just turn yourself around. Opposite set of toes points to the chair. Front fingers on the chair. Hips kick back. Yeah. Keep that top hip open. Don't let it roll towards the ground. Stop as soon as you feel that long sensation on the outside of that hip. Imagine lining up tailbone to crown of the head. Front arm resting on the chair back. Fingers to the seat. Hand to the ground. Wherever you want. Hand to the shin, not really the ground. Top hand on hip or sky. Breathe. Stretch through that back hip. Breathe from fingertip to fingertip. In whatever version of the pose your body likes today. Now just notice, if I told you to stand up, notice how you want to sort of push off your hand and lift here. Your spine doing all the work to pull you up. Your neck doing all the work to pull you up. Put yourself back and then come to this back hip. Push into the feet. Feel like this back hip is going to steer you to center, and then everything else just levers back up again. If we could learn to use these big, strong muscles of our legs more, we'd have far less neck, back, and shoulder tension. Good work. Nice side body stuff. Good. We'll do a couple of side bends. So you can do this pose, fingertips to shoulders. Or if it feels good, inhale up, exhale over to the right. Inhale up, exhale over to the left. One more time each side. Good work. Exhale, those hands come down. Nice. We need to do one balance pose. So this is what I'm going to propose today for our balance pose. We are going to come back to a warrior one, stepping back with our right foot and bending into our front knee. Okay, fingertips are still allowed on chair. I want you to peel the back heel so slowly, feeling the front leg get more and more prepared, right? Go up to the ball of the foot on that back leg. And then when you feel like you're on your tippy toes, when your body weight feels like it's grounding down through this front leg, press straight into the front leg, let your back toes off the floor. And this is where you get to play with your hands. Maybe they can hover, maybe they can come to your heart. You can allow yourself to tip forward, knowing that the chair is right there to catch you. Go as far as you want. Stay where you control. So if you're just hovering that back toe, that's perfect. Breathe. Feel that in your standing leg getting so strong. And then undo that pose. Bring the right foot back to meet the left. Wiggle it out. Nice. Okay. Step back with the left. Bend the front knee. Slowly peel that back heel, just letting your body orient itself over the front foot. Letting yourself come up onto the ball of the back foot, roll off the toes, finally straightening the front leg, and then just choosing. Do you need to keep one fingertip on the chair? Folding forward, maybe hands can lift to heart, maybe one hand needs to stay. Breathe, find your balance. Reach through that back heel. Use that chair or don't. Just sort of mess with yourself. How much is that balance necessary today? Could 1% of your body weight support you? Yeah. Good work. Good burn in the standing leg. Bend into that knee. Foot sinks back. Ah. Sweet work. Wiggle at the hips. Nice. So final 10 minutes, let's go down to the floor. If you know you're going to use your chair for your final rest, then you can set it up. If you prefer to do this last 10 minutes still seated in your chair, you just sit your bum right down, that's fine. If you want to go to the floor, let yourself down. I'm going to bend my knees and release. Remember, you can have whatever padding you need underneath you. Spine relaxes on the floor. So if your low back doesn't feel good here, sometimes all you need is a little blanket just under your tailbone, or sometimes a fold underneath the arch of your low back. So you can mess with a skinny blanket or pillow here. You also might want something under your head, because you want your forehead and your chin to be level. Nice. All right, so right knee pulls into chest. We're gonna drape fingers over shin, and all I want you to do is squeeze and release. And squeeze that knee into chest and release. If you're seated, you can do the same thing. You can lift one knee up to your chest and just squeeze and release it in. The biggest difference is it's harder to keep a straight spine if you're seated. When you're lying down, the floor is ensuring you have a straight spine. Good, so when the knee's squeezed inward, I want you to pull your toes up towards the knee and then point them away. Yeah. Nice, and then stretch this foot all the way up to the ceiling. Just reach it as straight as it wants to be. Roll it in the sky. And bend the knee and set it down. Opposite knee pulls into chest. Your fingers can drape, squeeze and release. If you're lying on the floor, I want you to feel this in your hip flexor. If you're seated, it's harder to feel it there. You're most likely going to feel it in the arch and the release of your back. So you can kind of do this as a cat-cow pose if you're seated. But when we lie down on the floor, we really isolate this hip muscle. Pull the knee into the chest and then point and flex the toe. Just notice that in the body. Sweet. Now the heel stretches right up to the ceiling. Pull the toes down towards you and just start to rotate. Yeah. Good work. Exhale, foot lands on the ground. Bring your fingertips to that muscle that we were just squeezing and releasing. So if you trace your fingers down the front of your thigh, right that muscle that reaches into the hips where you can feel the leg joining the hips. And if you lift one knee off the ground, you'll feel that muscle get all ropey under your fingers. So just try that. Lift one foot. Notice the ropiness change under your fingers of that muscle. Good. Okay, so this muscle right now is bent, almost at a 90-degree angle. I want you to imagine that you could straighten and lengthen it by lifting the hips off the floor and putting them back down again. So some of you will just press into the feet, lift the hips a centimeter and put them back down again, just protecting our backs. Because you really want this motion to be done with the strength of legs, not tension in the back. So you lift and open up the front of your hips, put them back down again. It's important to get the back out of this. Sometimes you have to imagine that the spine is a 2x4. It doesn't have the mobility to bend at each vertebrae. So don't feel like you're putting your back down one vertebrae at a time. Feel like you're setting a 2x4 down on the ground. Your spine stays really straight. Good. That's enough. Nice work. I want you to let the knees fall open. Bring them back in. Knees fall open. Bring them back in. Couple more times. And then your arms can open wide. You can also take them up above you. Maybe the elbows bend. The knuckles or the wrists can rest on the floor. Perhaps knees come into chest. Maybe you get to release your heels up onto the seat of a chair. Perhaps you want to maneuver so that you can rest your heels on a wall or the back of a piece of furniture. Maybe it feels good to just bend your knees and let them fall towards each other. Pay attention for a moment to the pulsation of that breath in body. The current that flows from the heart center out to the fingertips and toes. Everything your body is able to draw in on that current. Everything your body is able to release on that current. Go back to the image of the balloon. Feel now how that breath is able to fill to capacity each capillary in your body. Every cell just being filled with the juiciness of your breath. Feel the strength and the firmness as your body fills with air. You know when you blow up a balloon and it reaches that perfect spot, you don't want to blow it up so much that it pops, but you get it to the point where you're like, this is a firm, perfectly filled balloon. Put that much strength, that much resilience, that much breath into your body, filling each cell to perfect capacity. If this feels like the perfect jumping off spot for you to do some meditation, then feel free to just ignore the rest of class, allowing yourself to sink into a 10, 15-minute time to just be with your breath, watching the movement of thoughts go through your body. If you're ready to let movement back in, then just begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Taking your time to gently bring movement back from fingers and toes to wrists and ankles. Maybe there's stretching, maybe there's rolling around a little bit. Perhaps you do soft circles of your low back into the floor. Eventually bringing yourself back up to a seated position in your chair or on the floor, whatever feels right. Thank you for sharing your practice with me today. It is a privilege for me to come here every Tuesday and practice with you. And I'm just so thankful for each of you for showing up and anchoring this sort of intentional practice into your day. Namaste.